Do you feel that marriage counseling works, or do you feel that it's a good place to start before deciding whether you're going to get a divorce?
I think it's a good place to start. I think it's a healthy practice in general. Even if it's a marriage that's thriving, we're all going to hit some bumps in the road. Something your spouse does is going to rub you the wrong way, or you're going to go, why would you do that?
Right.
Because,
Right.
we're all coming from different, backgrounds. But I think it's a healthy place to check in from time to time, to have an objective party. Friends and family are tricky because
Mm,
friends and family have my best interest at heart. Her
right.
family has her best interest at
Right.
heart, friends and so forth. So that's a dicey place to be as far as asking for relationship advice.
Hmm.
The marriage counselor, though he or she is, we are paying that person. w- My opinion is we're paying them to be objective on
Right.
both sides.
Right. You want them to
So,
challenge you.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
to challenge you, to keep you honest, to keep you honest with each other. And so I think before a divorce happens, or before paperwork or conversations one-on-one happen, I think a check-in with a marriage counselor would be a great idea because they've seen it all. They
Yeah.
know the objective questions to ask to see which direction this has to, it could potentially go, and if it's salvageable or not.
I know that I've had a friend of mine that went to counseling with her fiance before they got married.
Hmm.
And I thought, well, that's unusual. Does that mean you're having problems? They're like, no, we just have very different lifestyles. We were brought up differently. We have questions about when we have children. Do we have an at-home parent? Do we both work? What does that look like? How are we raising our children? A
Hmm.
lot of times you're not coordinated on how to discipline the children until you actually have them, and then you realize, wait a minute, we're completely opposite in how we discipline our kids.
Yeah.
So they had a lot of questions going into the marriage about
Mhm.
how to handle things that might come up in the future. And I thought that was brilliant. But it's kind of like a pre-marriage counseling session. And they went on for a few months so that when they actually went into the marriage, they had a lot of clarity. Now, I
Mhm.
can't say that 14 years later they didn't get a divorce, but it was for other reasons. They did a great job raising their kids. The kids are well adjusted, and they seemed happy throughout the time that they were together. So I think we don't often think of going to a marriage counselor before we get married, but it's good to have those discussions.
Agreed. That is, it's. I'm a car guy, so I equate things to vehicles. Um, the marriage counselor before, or even periodically, once a month, once every 2 months,
Yeah,
I equate that to taking your car in for service.
right.
It's not going to just run smoothly because you changed the oil a year ago. No, you're going to have to get that old oil out. So you have to air out some dirty laundry, some grievances, what have you, talk
Yeah,
about them, and
yeah,
start over fresh and get back to zero.